I don't know if you noticed or not, but somebody did put themselves in harm's way today. I was out in the wild, maybe at East Lake Golf Course, maybe not, but I bumped into one, Collin Morikawa.
Photoshop.
I thought I gotta congratulate him on something. So I said congratulations on making it to East Lake. How many points you starting with? I mean, what's the handout looking like? He didn't seem too excited about that part, but he said he knew exactly what Vicky and Rory McIlroy were talking about as they were walking up the fairway. And he said Vicky was asking Rory how he likes these handouts. Like, hey, I'm gonna get to put my hand in a cookie jar this time and see what it feels to be like. Little commish. Here I come, baby. I'll see you at the Ryder Cup.
You hit the Ryder Cup. I saw that picture you sent today, and I was like, damn, that's pretty dang cool, man. That's really cool. So,
oh no.
How was it out there today?
It was not cool, and it is not going to be. Oh, it is. It was hot as hell, man. Holy shit, was it a scorcher? You know who's glad they didn't make the Tour Championship? If you had to guess of a golfer that's like, fuck, I'm glad I didn't make that damn thing.
I would think probably maybe somebody from Ireland, but the other guy from Ireland.
Irish butter. Oh, Irish butter. He is because he's playing in like Andalusia or Honolulu or Lallusia. I don't know. Speaking of Andalusia, not really, but I heard Hurricane Willery may have made its way through eastern North Carolina.
Oh my gosh.
Skip California, skipped Arizona, but allegedly, little touchdown, little tropical storm making it your way.
Yeah, nothing major going on here in Raleigh, but at BMW HQ2, we've had a lot of challenges here in the last
How's
week with
weather. So I understand that the tempered air may not be so tempered. And I know you used to before we became recluses.
Yeah.
Used to be a big Napa guy. And I think you may have a few bottles of the old Eagle tucked away. And I'm not talking about Eagle Rare. Are we just popping them and drinking them tonight?
That's right.
I mean,
that's right. All of them. Yeah,
right.
It's a big party.
Crack them and let them go.
Yep, crack them and let them go. Yep. Yeah. No, that's what I was worried about, man. It's like getting hot in the house. It's, good Lord. Like, I got all this stuff, this vino,
Yeah, you should have invested in bourbon.
I should have been messing with bourbon. At least it won't go bad if it gets above, 80 degrees in the house or whatever. But yeah, we got it under control. Air conditioning's back on. Internet's semi back. Hopefully it works out well here. But tell me, how was East Lake today?
East Lake today was so it was hot. It was I might have been there repping a little Johnny O stuff. By the way. Did you see
Chad at all?
I did not see Chad. No. There was a lot of activity. I only saw one golfer though. And I was only there for a few minutes. So it was kind of an in and out for me just to get some credentials. But it was a quick trip, in and out. And the only professional golfer I saw that I recognized, I don't know, I mean, maybe I saw Max Homa, maybe I didn't. I don't know if I'd recognize him if I saw him.
Was he carrying a kid around?
Now, if I heard his wife, I'd be like, whoa, I know exactly who is married to that person. And Max Homa has got to be close. Where's the kid? So there was a lot of activity. They were rolling the greens. I don't know if they were painting them or not. I mean, it's Georgia, man. It's Atlanta, and it's been hot as hell. Now, we've had a little bit of a break. We had a little rain last week, which was good. I don't think we're going to get a lot of rain this week. We might get a pop-up thunderstorm or two, but as of right now, everything looks like it's going to be clear. Chelsea this morning was telling us we got heat advisories out there, so drink your bourbon early in the morning before it gets too hot. That way, pro tip, start drinking early when it's cooler and not as humid. The earlier then you can hydrate throughout the rest of the day, and you can also have a little more bourbon. So pro tip. But yeah, it was nice. I mean, it's Eastlake, right? I mean, it's old school classic track. I mean, it is what it is. It did make me, I was like, damn, I got to get back out here. I haven't played out there in a while.
I
A
know.
couple years probably. So I got to get back out there. It's conditions fantastic. The zoysia is as thick as can be in the rough. I was looking down those fairways and I'm like, shit, you know what? I think these are the second narrowest fairways on with the 85 stops that they make on tour. And greens are just tiny, super tiny greens. Now it's not a long course. We'll talk a little about that when we get into that. But Eastlake was good, man. It's I'm gonna enjoy. I'm close by, so hit me up at Birdies_Bourbon. I may have some liquor at the house. I don't know. I'm not saying you can stop by, but I'm not saying you can't. I mean, it depends on who you are. Like, are you a creeper? Are you like you're gonna be like, well, hey, can I get a roadie? Can I get a little something to go? I mean, maybe you can if I know you. If I don't know you, you better bring your own glass. We'll set it on the curb and pour back a bottle of I don't know. We got options. We got options over here.
Nice.
So Eastlake was good.
Good. Looking forward to this week. It's always a fun week. Not necessarily loving the format. We really talked about the format.
Shitty.
But I mean,
just complete
format.
shit.
I mean, Eastlake's great. The golfers are great. Just
great.
The format's just
golfers
like,
are great.
Yeah.
Hold on, before we get into Eastlake, because I
know. I'm ready to go.
The whole DraftKings thing. I don't. I mean, I may put a lineup in. I ain't put many in because it's a shit week for DraftKings. It's probably a better bet than it is a DraftKings setup. But before we do,
so let me take this one, okay? Because I've been out of it, okay? My internet went out like Wednesday, Thursday last week, and we got it back on kind of late on Sunday thing. So I heard that Max Homa got the course record on, I think, Saturday, right?
Saturday.
So how did he celebrate his BMW victory?
He celebrated it by congratulating Viktor Hovland on his new course record. Short-lived. You know, Max Homa's course record is kind of like his Elijah Craig sponsorship. Short-lived. It was on the shirt. It wasn't like a two-finger pour here. I mean, we're talking like a finger and a half kind of thing that went on here. So very short-lived. Max was he was feeling it. His wife was too. I heard her squealing in the background. Max, get the kid. But it was short-lived. I did think that Max Homa was going to win that golf tournament after Saturday. I mean, he was all over it on Saturday, and I'm like, oh shit, that's and that's a wrap, Cap. Not so fast, because Viktor Hovland had a little something to say about that. And in my bourbon. In the words of Vicky, he says best round of golf I've ever played. Ever. I mean, what's his? So, what do you think Viktor Hovland's biggest victory is? And I'm not talking about money wise.
I was going to say $14 million this year.
Well, okay, yeah. So, I mean, U.S. amateur champion, right? Yeah. And I mean, and that's a pretty elite group of individuals for the USAM champion. I mean, I don't know. Look at Patrick Cantlay, right? Who's won the BMW championship a handful of times. Rahm, I guess now he's a Masters. What's he? 4-time major champion. So, I mean, good company there. Does put himself within spitting distance of Scottie Scheffler for the Tour Championship. But I don't know. I mean, is this the biggest victory of it? It's definitely not what did he win? The Puerto Rican, whatever.
Well, he won Jacks this year, right?
He did win Memorial. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is this a bigger deal?
Yeah, that was a bigger deal. BMW's a bigger deal. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't know how you're measuring that, by the way, but
FMA.
he only had to beat 69 people, excuse me.
Brooks said you only got to beat like 10 guys in majors.
He only had to beat 49 people, excuse me. Only had be 49, and half of them were out of the fucking bag. Speaking of, I got something for you here. Let's see. Optimal lineups this week, but congratulations. Congratulations, by the way, Javi.
We're big hobby fans here. Big hobby fans.
Glad to see it. I'm glad he's no longer the Caribbean king.
That's right.
Optimal lineup for the BMW Championship. Rory McIlroy. Rory finished third, if I'm thinking right. Viktor Hovland, Brian Harman, Brendan Todd, Harris English, and Adam Svensson. So you kind of had, short of Brian Harman, it was kind of studs and duds. And I think that's what we're going to get into for this week, given that we've only got 30 players that are going to be showing up.
Mark it down. How many times is Cal going to call Rory a dud this week?
Oh, mark him a dud. Mark him a dud. Yeah, I did a shitty job. By the way, she's saying she's starting to get warmed up. She hasn't hit the chorus yet, but she is getting really loose.
Yeah,
with the vocals. She's kind of working through some harmonies right now, and
really?
she's getting ready to sing. Let her sing. Oh. Yeah, it could be in the bag for me. I did it once again this week. I came out on top of our one and done with the Chasing Daylight podcast. By the way, you should go check out the Chasing Daylight podcast. They record every week. Great guys.
Yeah,
good
great guys.
But yeah, I think it's going to be. I think I got to come up with what I'm gonna need. What's the trophy gonna be? What's the prize look like?
Oh,
I think I know. If we could get a hold of one of those big cock trophies and just send it back and forth,
that would be awesome.
They are in Vegas, by the way. I bet there's a lot of cock trophies in Vegas.
Yeah, probably.
There may not be, but there could be.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I don't know. We may turn this into the winner. The winner gets hosted by the other, or maybe the winner has to host the other podcast. That could be. There's no real
maybe
advantage to winning.
A big belt. We can get a big belt with one of those Morgans in it.
Ooh, we could. Okay, we could get a bell.
A bell too. Yeah.
We could get a bottle of bourbon and just drink it on the show.
Yep.
In one sitting. that would be. That'd be good. I usually lower my chair when I'm getting into those. That way, if I fall out of the chair, I don't have that far to fall. So, we'll see what that looks like. Victor, I surprised. Viktor Hovland. I pretty much lapsed the field. We had a couple of Fitzpatricks in action this weekend, not at the same place, but both of them, I think their parents did it right. We got two solid T2s here. Take it or leave it. Who else was good? Scheffler. The putter still is not performing for him. I think Rory was kind of in the same boat, but Scheffler is he's ball striking the hell out of it. So good that it really doesn't matter if he makes or doesn't make a putt. It does matter for victory or T2. But outside of that, I'm thinking round.
So when you see Scottie this week, are you going to bring him some baseball spikes and say, hey, these will help keep your feet more aligned?
No, I'm working on that. That's my it's my upgraded swing for the new season, for the fall tournament season. I'm going to do I'm working on the Scheffler shuffle.
I want you to combine the Happy Gilmore with that and just see if you can stand up.
Who, before, for beginning of the round, or it doesn't really matter. Let's be honest. I'm a pre-gamer. I don't show up to the first tee box dry. Why would you?
Why would you?
You don't want to get chafed.
No.
Or chefed. Don't get chefed either. Okay. This is going to be all right. So I want to talk. Where do you want to go next? I want to talk some Ryder Cup, and then I want to get into East Lake.
Well, I don't want to. I don't want to
be quick. By the way, I don't know if it's going to be quick.
I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave the BMW. We had some reactions we need to get A lot of guys entering the clubhouse and being, hey, come here for a second. Do you know where you're at in the standings? And they're like, I really don't care. And
So-
like, yeah, no, really, I think you care. Like, really, I don't care.
So let me mention what do we got here? 5 guys that, not the burger joint, the 5 pro golfers that will be at East Lake this week, that it was borderline that they were going to make it. And that being Sepp Straka, Jordan Spieth, Tyrrell Hatton, Emiliano Grillo, and Sam Burns. And I think the guy that you're getting ready to talk about, there was almost a domestic charge.
Yeah, here it comes. Here it comes.
Tyrrell, I just want to brief you on the FedEx Cup.
I don't think I'll be there.
Well, you should know that you are currently 29th.
Tyrrell Hatton, by the way.
You're only in by 6 points, but at 30th is Jordan Spieth, and you guys are in the same position on the leaderboard. So whatever points he gains or loses, you will get more points.
Right.
All right, so you're 29th. Now there are...
He looks really pissed.
He does not look happy.
There are a couple of guys that are out there, 3 guys that all have a chance to play well, and but again, because you're 29th, not 30th, they can bump 1 player out, or they can bump 2 or 3 guys. At the same time, there's also guys who are in there. If they stumble, they could fall out as well. Yeah. So I think you're better than 50-50. I know you're not.
Better than 50-50.
Anyway. Okay. Thank you. Congratulations.
Hold on. What is he? So I've got some questions. So by the way, this was Tyrrell Hatton. And some, I don't know who the putz was on there giving him the spiel. Anyway, I guess he's the stat man. Not I am stat guy, but I don't know. He's somebody that's keeping up with this shit. I don't think he's in camp Hatton. I don't think that is the case. I think he gets paid by the PGA Tour is what I think. And he couldn't have repeated. He could have. I don't know why he would have. He said you're at 29th a lot. And
he did.
And 30 players are in there. Now, was that a little drug deal going on? For those of you that are just listening on the podcast, thank you. If you want to see what was happening, I guess you can go to, what do you call the new thing now that was just on? What's the
X?
X. By the way, did you see our new proofs for our logo? The new logo?
No, the X logo?
No. Our new logo. It's a little blue, it's a little blue bird.
With a whiskey.
Oh yeah, with a glass of bourbon for sure. Okay, so what do you think? What do you think Hatton was doing over there by the at the door? Like there were a couple guys outside, and he had his hat kind of kicked back on his head, and he got some stuff. Was that like a little drug deal or what?
It looked like a wallet and a badge and stuff, but knowing Tyrrell, he probably got like the new Urus or something getting delivered to him.
Well, he was getting keys. He getting a key.
Yeah, getting keys for a new Lambo. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, now that he heard he's going to get a $500,000 paycheck for making it in 29th, by the way.
Yeah. Run on down there and give me my new one. Yeah.
And what the fuck was he congratulating him for, by the way? And number 2, why does Hatton have beef with Denny McCarthy?
I don't know. I wanted to ask you about that. So so first off, secondly, think about this, in a head-to-head, who are you taking? But outside of that, I think maybe he was congratulating on him on maybe just completing the interview.
And not punching him?
Yeah, that's what it was for.
Okay. I'm not against that.
Who are you taking in a head-to-head between Hatton and Denny McCarthy in the Ryder Cup? On
the golf course or off?
On the Ryder Cup.
Oh, Denny McCarthy is not going to get to enjoy any time at the Ryder Cup this year.
Okay.
So, I mean, hands down, I'm going to go Hatton because he will get to spend some time in Italy.
All right.
Okay. Ooh, by the way, also pro tip: if you're in Italy, be sure to check out Jerry Thomas's bar.
Oh, that's right.
It's hard to find, but if you do find it, they make a hell of a cocktail. And if you don't know who Jerry Thomas is, you should look it up. You should educate yourself. Don't be dumb. Jerry Thomas.
Exactly.
He didn't play a lot of golf. I'll put it like that.
Exactly.
So I don't know. Well, all right. So you took us there. Are you ready to leave the BMW Championship, or you want to stay here?
Maybe. Hold
Because
on.
I want to talk some Ryder Cup stuff. But who do you think has the most? God, I don't know if I can. I mean, I have been drinking enough. I can say, who do you think has the most annoying partner on the PGA Tour? That was in. I'm not on the PGA Tour, so you can't include the Korean. Doesn't count.
Okay. I got you. 1 second here. Incoming.
This is going to be bad. You definitely shouldn't do this.
I didn't post it.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Ryder Cup, baby. You as sweaty as me, Cammy Sue.
Do you mind taking him? I'm gonna go drive to go do the thing. Hopefully the air conditioning is on. Okay, see you later.
What do you think about that?
I don't have much. It's best if I keep my thoughts to myself.
If the kid signs the card for him, is that an infraction? Just like 1-stroke penalty?
I don't know. He gets special treatment. He
he is a made man.
He's like a capo for the junior commish. Right? I mean, he's
and you know what? We pick on him quite a bit, but we have nothing but respect for him because he is a bourbon warrior for us, you know. So he's out there doing that, and
actually his caddy is a bourbon warrior for us. Max Homa no longer has a bourbon brand on his attire. No longer. Now I don't know. Maybe
I stand corrected, Wyatt.
Maybe trick a lot of kids. And he said, I can't be sporting around this. Yeah, I mean, his caddy looks. He reminds me of like Tank Abbott's brother. Remember Tank Abbott back in the Ultimate Fighting days? He reminds me of Tank Abbott's little brother. If Tank Abbott had one, that's who he reminds me of. He's got that mean beard, and he's always kind of chomping around, and I don't know. Yeah, well, I got nothing.
So do you have? I can get the most recent Ryder Cup stuff up here.
While you're pulling that up, I do have a question.
Okay.
As I'm refilling my beverage. It's always important. I'm hydrating also because it's gonna be hot at East Lake this week. It's gonna be hot. And I'm gonna have a lot of questions for people. Okay, so did you see the official attire sponsor or who announced themselves as the official attire brand for USA Ryder Cup?
Yes, I did. Of course I did. Okay. I got it right here.
So do you think that the official attire for the Ryder Cup, God, that is fucking horrible. There is only okay. So here we go. Number one, do you think Ralph gets a vote on the captain's picks?
I don't. I hope he does. We need all the help we can get.
Okay. All right. So
he certainly he did not get a vote on the sweater.
There's only one player on the I mean, there's other play, but there's really only one player that would look right in this sweater. There's only one. One player.
Roger Dorn.
That is a PGA. No. There's only one PGA professional. PGA Tour major winner that would look appropriate in this sweater.
Scottie Scheffler?
Oh no. Well, okay, maybe there's two. It's going to be hard for him to get that on and off, and I don't think it's going to be cold and red.
That's a good point. So who looks the best in it? All right, give it to us. All right.
JT. Justin Thomas is going to look swell in this thing. He's gonna look so how would we if you were Italian, he's gonna look so smart, he's gonna look so snappy,
Well, I'll keep up the Tombstone references. I'm sorry, Johnny. I forgot you were there.
So let's see. Let's take a look, because we have whittled it down to 30 players. We've got six individuals that are they're in. They're just guaranteed. They're going to be there. And we need to talk a little Euro too. But six people are going to be in.
I didn't catch this one till just now.
The Ryder Cup.
We got to do this real quick and then.
Oh no.
Is that who was that? Billy Madison? I think it was Billy Madison, right?
I think it was Billy Madison. Yes. All right. So here's where we stand. Here's where we are. Team USA. Damn, do you think that's? I mean, that didn't look like a joke. That looked like it was serious. That looked like it was real life. The sweater looked real. Not Billy Madison's sweater. I'm saying the sweater in general. Dan will be the bot is I've shut the bot down on my Ralph Lauren speak, or Ralph has shut it down on me. So USA team rankings, clearly you already know who this is. Scottie Scheffler in, Wendy C in, Harmonator in, Patrick Cantlay in ×2, Max Homa also in, Xander Schauffele still in. We got 6 captains picks. So I think here's where it becomes interesting. Is Brooks Koepka? Is he? Isn't he? Jordan Spieth. Jordan Spieth did himself a lot of favors by working his way into this week's Tour Championship. He was out for a long time. He had a lot to say to his caddy, Michael Grella. But he winds up getting there. And so did Terrell Hatton, who I think will be on Team Euro. Still on the bubble, Cam Young and Collin Morikawa. I think what's going to be interesting is who's really going to get to go. Because there's 2 more players, and I think those are going to be in. I don't know. I guess it's a little bit questionable whether Cam Young is probably a bit of a question mark for me. Is he? Isn't he? I don't know. I guess the answer is maybe. But there's a few other players that are, I guess, borderline. I'm kind of like, I don't know. Do they take them or don't they take them? And the answer very well could be that they do take them. I think there's some saviors here from a standing standpoint of, there's Ricky Fowler's just on the outside. So if Ricky Fowler is on the outside, does that get anybody else in? And when I say, does it get anybody else in, does it get Justin Thomas in? Who's sitting on the outside looking in? Collin Morikawa. You got Keegan Bradley at 11, Sam Burns at 12, Ricky Fowler 13, Denny McCarthy 14. I don't know. I think there's a possibility that you get Ricky, you get JT. I think you can skip over Denny. Lucas Glover, too far back in the points as far as I can see. It just not going to happen. I guess it could happen. I'm not Zach. And if Ralph has a vote, that could burn, pun intended, both Sam and Lucas Glover. I just don't know how that's going to go. I guess we'll see. No bot back yet, so we'll see how the bot if the bot responds. Team Euro, I think. By the way, I have placed the bet for the Ryder Cup, and my bet was I mean, there's a lot of noise on Team USA today. And that Brooks Koepka thing is going to be very interesting. By the way, if Koepka does make it, Koepka might be my bet to win the most Ryder Cup points for Team USA. Who's in for Euro? Rory McIlroy, Rahm, Bobby Mack. So actually, the only two that have qualified that are in is Jon Rahm and Rory McIlroy. So who do we got? We got Bobby Mack, who's probably in. We got Yannick Paul, probably in. Adrian Meronk, Tony Fleetwood, Vic Perez, Rasmus Højgaard. Is there any chance that Terrell Hatton's sitting at 11th right now in points? So probably. Never mind. Viktor Hovland has qualified. He's just so far down in the points that it doesn't really make a difference. Let's see. We don't have any more qualifiers, but I think we have another Fitzpatrick. Matt Fitzpatrick. It's going to be questionable, I would say, if he makes it or not. The other Fitzpatrick. Now that could be. I mean, if he wins this week, he's teeing it up again. So I mean, that could be a thing. We'll see where that goes. And yeah, we don't know where that's going to go actually. But we shall find out. Who else is here? Yeah, I'm still rolling Team Euro. I mean, Jon Rahm, Rory McIlroy, Tony Fleetwood, Bobby Mack. I think it's going to be a sad day for Team USA in Rome. I hope it's not, but that's what I think. Hey, we'll be back up and running, and we'll be with you later for what we think is going to go on at the Tour Championship at East Lake. Till then, cheers.